All right, welcome. We're here. We've got the Western Australian boys taking on the Queensland boys. The pool's just gone up. WA starting on defence. Queensland going downwind here. Forcing a pass up the sideline there. And the swing comes off. Number 6, Allen there with the great diving catch. And it's a turnover there. WA the first chance to look at offence here. There's a big double team on the disc there. Queensland setting up this zone. Seth Lovell moving the disc.
Stay together, top. Stay together. Hey, Dylan left.
Up and over the top of the zone, and it bounces out of the hands of Nathan Emery. Queensland get another chance here. Let's see if they can consolidate this time. Ooh, they missed a streaming player there. It's been blocked. Knocks the ground again. Seth picking up the disc, doing a lot of work here in the early stages at this point. Down the line, another block. A lot of turnovers so far to start this game. Queensland punching it down the line there. Reaching over the top of his mark. It's a turnover. And again, Queensland setting up this zone. Seth trapped down in the corner. Up over the top to Josh. Josh go. Back across the field. It's Nathan Emery here. Queensland doing a good job at making Western Australia go sideways. They're not going a lot forward. It's a nice break. And WA working their way back across the field. Great grab by Nathan there. Another lunging grab by Seth.
Nice, Queensland.
And a third layout attempt, missing that pass.
Setting that stack. Set that stack.
So again, Queensland missing that streaming player coming through, missing him on that little dishy pass. And a third opportunity for WA here.
Yeah, Dylan in.
On another great block.
Hit it. You got time.
And Queensland scoring the first goal there, converting their offense point. So 1-0. Now Queensland had a bye in that last game, so they're coming out fresh. They were sitting in the shadows for quite some time, so they probably cooled down a fair bit. And Western Australia just coming off the back of a game against New South Wales where they went down 11-9. So joining me now I have Dan Rule.
Hi Kyle.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So Queensland have played 2 games today. They've played against New South Wales and Victoria, both tough games. Speaking with one of their athletes earlier, they said they played really well, but they did go down in both the games. And Western Australia have played 2 as well. They've played against South Australia where they won, and they played against New South Wales where they lost.
Just a tight game, I think, with the New South Wales team. I think after time cap, WA was able to put 3 goals on the board before New South Wales could close it out. So it seemed to be a team that's improving as the day gets on. What sort of defensive strategy do you think Queensland will be coming out with this point, Kyle? What have we been seeing so far this game?
Well, they've had a lot of zone in that first point just then. So I feel like they might give it a go again. WA do have a slight bit of breeze coming behind them. But I think the Queensland boys are confident in their aerial abilities. So hopefully force some of those bigger throws over the top.
It's a nice floaty pull. Coming in there from Alan Kidd. Lots of hang time on that one. Lovell, give and go. Puts it up to the end zone. Nice high catch.
So lovely grab off that bladey flick down the field. Number 3, Sean Iguana. And then a cheeky scooper over the top to, I didn't see who caught that one actually. I think it might have been number 17, Ethan Foggin.
So it looked a little bit like a set play off the pull then. Give and go with Lovell. Throwing it up long to the 2 receivers.
Been doing a lot of legwork early for WA in this game. I saw him earlier playing against South Australia. Same thing, he was doing a lot of their throwing. It's unusual, he's not typically your handler type player when he's played in the past. Seth played for the Thunder in 2016. He was the only West Australian representative. He's one of their receivers.
And he's hailing from Broome, is that right?
Yeah, Broome. I don't know how many kilometres it is, but it's far north of Perth in Western Australia.
Yeah, and Seth's sister was playing in the last game, Sage, representing WA in the girls division.
Yeah, she was the one that was dragging down anything that went above her head. Great aerial ability and very speedy. So I wonder if WA will come out here with the zone as well. Queensland going downwind, the wind's starting to pick up again. It'll be going again right to the left of your screen.
So Seth Lovell's got a nice bit of hang time on that pull as well. WA a little bit slow to get down on the pull. Queensland get the first one off easy. So it's Crook with the disc. Now it's up with Rourke.
Step left, Cooker. Dump it, dump it.
With Crook.
Home.
There's a big fake there to move their mark, and they get that easy swing off to the middle of the field. There's a bit of a bump on the mark there from, oh, who is that? Jono Jones.
Jones. Whoa, couple of fast turnovers. The game's opened up.
Crook picking it up.
Just shy of the end zone. Kidd with the disc. Flips the back end in for the score. Textbook play there from Queensland.
So both of Queensland's offense points have had a couple of turns, but they've managed to get it back and consolidate their offense. They'll be 2-1 now. So I wonder if we'll see another type of set play from Western Australia on this one. Queensland getting a quick message delivered from their coach.
Yeah, Queensland's coach is Luke Bain. He's been involved with the under-18s for a few years now. So very experienced at the AYUC and bringing the Queensland teams along. So seems to be given a couple of defensive pointers. Maybe he wants to correct and not allow Lovell quite as much room around the disc. A bit more pressure on him. Definitely looks like he's calling up his own.
Yeah, they're causing a lot of pressure around the disc when they do play that. And we saw the Queensland girls doing the same thing to WA when they played in the game just before this.
So here we go. Queensland getting ready with the pull. Number 43, Wes Wright. Rips a nice backhand.
So we've got Seth downfield this time. We've got Nathan Emery and Coden Cooper with the disc. Now they get it through Seth. And a quick give and go. Shoots it
Seth
down the
ends
line.
up with that flick. Out of bounds. So it looked like Queensland were actually forcing forward on the thrower, not allowing them the backwards dump, making them take the shot forwards. So I quite like that tactic.
Yeah, especially with this breeze behind them. It forces them to, I guess, throw it with enough touch that it's not going to go too fast.
Yeah, it's going to get them shooting, which maybe leads to more high discs that can be blocked, or in that instance, the throw is forced and it's forced wide out of bounds. It's a nice dump defense there.
It's a big leading under.
Like with Wright, fires the flick down line to Rock. Little lefty dish off. He finds Davenport. Davenport fires the flick up the line. We're getting a big crossfield.
Oh, and it's spoiled. It's been put down. It's a bit of a pressure applied there from Davies. He got a touch to it, and then it just bobbled out of the hands of the Queenslander.
Lovell gets the give and go again.
So there's a little bit of a zone look around the disc there, but it is very backward orientated, making them throw that forward pass, like you said.
Move stack. Move the stack this way towards me.
And that one getting a hold of the wind, floating up.
Yeah, Davenport got up high, but just not able to secure that one. Lovely throw from Lovell, straight through the cup.
Shoots it over the top.
Yeah, Wes Wright controlling the deep space there for Queensland.
When you swim, you need to get someone, tell someone to come out to the field. You can get that one more. Home.
Wright again with the disc, looking on the inside.
Coming up.
And WA again shooting it a bit too far in the end zone there.
Yeah, WA are generating enough easy possessions around the disc with the pops from behind. I don't think they need to take too many risks shooting at the end zone.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Coming back to me.
Right in front of the commentary position. That's Rock. Sends it back to Wright, and Wright rips a backhand into the wind. That's a nice high grab.
Oh, and it's copped a bump to the face.
So it's a great catch there from Parker. Getting up big. He's on the goal line now, looking to lock in an upwinder for Queensland. Big crossfield flick, didn't have the penetration to get past the WA defence. Had a couple of defenders lining up to block that one.
You've got WA have two players streaming deep here.
Oh, well defended. It's Wright again.
Right, controlling a lot of the disc here for Queensland's offence.
So Shen is giving some really good cuts from the back of the stack, getting open on the unders, but unable to get a pass up to him on that occasion.
So we see Lovell with that give and go again.
Goey, come back out here.
Lovell's teammate's ducking for cover, thinking he's going to send that one over the top.
Doing really well going through this zone sideways. Oh, and it's a big grab there from Joshua Go, and he flips the pass off quickly to number 14.
That's got to be Pashk.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Mostly comprehensive team sheets in front of us. It's missing a number 14. So it seems to me, Kyle, that Lovell's the real key to this WA offense. Generating a lot of handler cuts from behind the disc, gives easy passes to his teammates, and then he's looking to make the big drive for the team.
Yeah, he's got a lot of players recognising when he's in those positions as well, and they start streaming deep for him. So we're seeing the likes of Josh Go and Jono Jones head downfield when Lovell gets in those positions. I'm not too sure if they've always been the right option so far, but there is a lot generated through him, and you're seeing him do a lot of those give and goes. I wonder how long he can do that for, though, before he gets too tired.
Yeah, I think definitely he's proven that he's got the length on his flicks to throw them down the field for goals. But I think we saw a couple of times there that Wes Wright got in the way and started blocking up the long options, even when there's two WA receivers down there. So I'd like to see Seth Lovell show another option there and start to exploit the underneath passes that are available for him as well. So like him to keep going with the give and goes, but showing a bit more variety on the long shots, maybe being able to break the force and throw some unders as well.
So Pash, the goal scorer, is set to pull here. And it's a flick pull, and lands about on the brick mark.
Fires a flick off for the first one, bit too hot to handle.
To get Jones straight through that big hole in the zone there. It's a big crossfield hammer to two Western Australian players. And that's the easy goal for WA there. That's the first break of the game. And WA take the lead with an upwind break, 3-2. So it looks like Queensland are going to go with the same line here that just played that one. So Western Australia now get an opportunity to play some defence with the breeze behind them. Wonder if they'll come up with that zone look that they showed in previous games.
Yeah, it's I guess important to note there's that breeze that's carrying across from right to left on your screens, and it's been significant, proved to be a factor in all of the games that have occurred so far today. It's hard to score to the right side. WA have just done that, and it only counts if they can consolidate by scoring this next point. They really need to get the block and put in the downwinder to consolidate and take a 2-point advantage.
So game advisors are ready to go. Seth's got the disc, he's going to rip it down the field.
Oh, it's a big backhand, and it misses the tree next to us by about 30 centimetres. Very lucky. Or all skill.
Kid with the disc.
So WA's in the zone, and Queensland looking to take that on with some fast disc movement, small passes, no one hanging on to it. Looks like Kid's going to be the player to control this offense. He's calling the shots here.
No green light. No green light. As you were saying earlier,
Comes up to Kid. McLinden. Up to right. Long pass up to Myatt. Myatt fires it into the centre. Over to Mann.
Oh. There's good awareness there from the Western Australian player to get that block. Queensland were off to the races. A lot of quick passes through there.
That one just sails wide. Queensland generate a short field. Can they punch it in for the up window?
Yeah, move it. Jump off the sideline. Yes.
Nice little dump and swing.
Back to Kid, but he doesn't hold on to that one. Bit of confusion around the disc there.
Queensland set their own zone.
So again, those give and goes passes, they've gone from one sideline to the other. See if they can get off there.
Queensland seems pretty happy to allow Lovell the give and go option. He seems to be moving further and further over to the fourth side.
It's a nice block there by Wright. Full stretch, take away that mid space.
He's been
Kid
impressive
picks
in
it
the
up.
backfield.
Yeah, he's got a few blocks like that now. That one just bobbles out of his hands there.
Look, if he stuck that catch, there's 5 Queensland offense against 2 WA defenders. So they're finding a way through. Just got to hang on to the catches.
And Jones rips the backhand.
Centimetre perfect. Dugahor there with the goal.
I think it might be Doug Moore.
That's what I said, right? Doug Moore with the goal. Tim Dugmore. So Kyle, you're the WA Ultimate Development Officer. I wonder if you could shed some light on where are these WA representative players coming from? Which schools? Are they competing at the high school state championships or on clubs in WA?
So there's a few players who have played for the West Australian team before, so it's great to see that we're getting them in at a younger age so that they can play multiple years rather than just come through in 1 year. I think there's only about 2 players who have played at their high school. Most of them have come either from word of mouth from friends or playing at a local club. So there's about 4 Bunbury members on the team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bit of regional representation there.
Yeah, Bunbury's a small town about 2 hours south of Perth, and most of the Ultimate happens in Perth. But Bunbury are running a great little club down there, and they're getting a lot of youth through. So I've got a couple of girls on the girls team and a couple of boys on the boys team here. I think 2 of them played last time as well, last year.
Yeah, wow. And are there, I understand Seth Lovell's from Broome.
Yes,
Is there any other regional players on the team?
I think we do have an Esperance kid. Actually, I should know this.
Okay. Yeah, I understand there's a bit of Ultimate happening all the way down in Esperance as well.
Yeah, so Esperance is even further south, right at the bottom tip of WA there. And I believe number 23... Caleb Warnock, I believe he's from Esperance.
Oh, right.
He's on the field at the moment, running down, chasing this pull down. It's great to see that Esperance Ultimate Club are building, and not only building, but also involving youth Ultimate.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we're seeing some match defense here from WA, switching out of their zone.
Jerry, we're home!
Perhaps that was the intended receiver, but kid does really well cleaning it up. To McLinden. That one fires through.
So Queensland trying to find the width there and use the space on the field, but they just cram the passes a bit too close, I think.
Gary, come help out.
Queensland take the opportunity to set their zone up.
Caleb Cooker on the wing. Get wide, Cooker. Nice, Caleb, that's great, mate.
So Emery catching the disc now. He played with the West Australian mixed team, who took out the silver medal at the under-22 championships last year. Yeah. So he was one of their main players on the mixed team there. He's returning in the men's team here.
The WA score another upwinder. That's 3 on the trot.
We go 3 breaks in a row, and they're starting to take this game away from the Queensland boys. And the Queensland coach has called a timeout there.
Luke Bain brings them in. Have to flip this game on its head.
So we're seeing a lot of offense from Queensland come through Kidd and Wright. And there's been a couple of passes that have missed Kidd now. And I'm not sure if it's because the Queensland players are feeling pressure to get the disc back to him, or if the Western Australian players are playing a bit tighter defence and forcing Kidd to make a different move.
Well, yes, it's all happening. I think the offense is going through Kidd. That's the reality. He seems to be the access player that is in control of switching the play to the left and the right side of the field. And so there's more pressure on him to make those plays. WA's applied the scoreboard pressure, and maybe Kidd's feeling that. So I think he'll be able to lift to the occasion and, yeah, keep distributing the disc around for Queensland. Kyle, you mentioned before there's the Australian Under-22 Ultimate Championship, and each of the states has 3 teams at that competition. There's men's, women's and mixed. How many of the WA players are involved with the Under-22 teams? There's a few of them there?
There is 3 players on this Under-18 team that played in the Under-22 team last year in the inaugural championships. So, number 0, Joshua Goh, played in the West Australian men's team. And we have Jonathan Jones, number 33, and Nathan Emery, who played in the mixed team for Western Australia.
That's great. It's an established pathway, I guess, moving from the Under-18s through to the Under-22s as well. Good opportunity for them to gain more experience and maybe propel towards an Australian team as well.
Yeah, it's excellent to see. And look, that's what these pathways are put in place. The kids get a lot more exposure at a younger age. I know I didn't get that much exposure when I started playing when I was younger, so I'm very envious of these guys. And it's great to see that they want to keep playing and they want to keep reinvesting in these programs and play at these state championships.
Yeah. And Kyle, yourself as a player, did you have the opportunity to play at an AYUC as a player?
No, I didn't. It used to be established, maybe when I was first started to play, but it was a lot more club-based rather than state-based, and then they re-established it in 2013 with the state-based system, the format that they currently have. But I coached the first West Australian team in 2013.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the 5th edition where it's state-based Australian Youth Ultimate Championships.
So Jacob and I were talking earlier about the format of these championships, how this year they've slightly changed it. They've gone to a 3-day format rather than the 2 days.
Yeah.
Which I think is really good. It gives the athletes a bit more time to recover between games. It lets them space the games out a bit more, rather than playing 3 or 4 games a day, including the semi-finals and finals.
It helps to battle the fatigue a little bit. Also creates a really nice carnival atmosphere. It's a longer experience for the players, and we're noticing already in 1 day the improvements a lot of the newer players are having. So that opportunity to play 3 days straight is one that's going to serve them well and help them to improve throughout the tournament.
So Queensland there, turning it over in the end zone after a really nice deep pull from Western Australia. And then a little bit more unconventional there. Western Australia looked to execute a dump pass for the goal, but the dump ran from behind the player with the disc on the open side. So the pass was probably a lot more pressured in when it was being caught than it could have been if it were to be sort of in front of the player with the disc. So Western Australian coach Brendan Canzeri, this is his first coaching role. He's been appointed, he's been working with the team since early April, where he picked the team at a selection session, and then they've been training weekly, and he's been delivering a lot of extra sessions as well for them. So they've been working hard in the lead up to this, and they made the long trip across from Perth yesterday morning over to Melbourne.
On the red eye or during the day?
I believe they left at about 10 a.m. Perth time.
Oh, right.
So they got to
More
settle
friendly
in.
hours.
Yeah. That's the beauty of this, again, the new format, being in the school holidays. Most of the kids are available during the day, so they can leave, get that earlier flight.
At a friendly hour.
Yeah.
Lovell looks to rip the pull into the wind. That one is coming into the trees.
Another brick for our house. Let's go. Let's go.
Right onto the trunk of it. So I'm not too sure if they've called a brick or if they're choosing to take it from sideline here. Looks like a brick.
Seth, you've been throwing at trees too much in Broome.
And when we were watching the games earlier, we were commenting that a couple of the throws were a bit too strong. Maybe there were too many wheat bix this morning. Maybe there weren't enough on that one. And it looks like a bit of a strip there. So it's great spirit to see there. So the West Australian player who did strip the disc was explaining that he did whack it out of the hand of the Queensland player.
Yeah, so it's back with Mann now. Jones hasn't contested that one. Jones ends up with the block. That is a tight cup.
Yeah, they might be pushing the limit there. So Seth picks it up, rips a backhand, steps through his mark, it goes high up in the air. There's a big pack of players under it, and no one's able to come down with it.
Go can't quite cling onto that one.
I think he's injured himself in the process there.
Emery comes in on the substitution. Imagine WA will try to set their zone again.
So Queensland using the width of the field well there. Over the top to Kidd. He's got right as a dump. Right, lets it rip.
Nice attacking option, but too long there for McClendon. Queensland have the opportunity to get the block, generate a short field, and put the goal back in now. I like this. I like that attacking play, taking the meters now, but they've really got to get underneath their opponents and force the long one up.
So the wind's got that one again.
That one's going to be coming back on a pick. So we're back with Jones.
Oh, it's a big bid from Kidd.
Nice cross-field lefty backhand. Finds Lovell. Flips the backhand. And a juggled catch. Looks like that's the upwinder. Nice play there from WA. Lovell really opened up the field by using a range of fakes and then thrower initiating the pass to the dump. The dump was covered, but Lovell made them open by throwing past the defender for them to run onto.
Yeah, it was an excellent bit of space that he hit there. He had a few cutters come into that space early, but they managed to clear that out so Emery could run onto that one. And this wind's still causing a little bit of havoc for them. A couple of passes going up a little too high. Let's see if Queensland can work their way upwind as well.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before, Kyle, about this is the 5th edition of the Australian Youth Ultimate Championships being held in a state versus state format. The earliest editions of AYUC actually happened in 2005. Club-based format, junior clubs would form and travel predominantly to Sydney in those days for the Youth Championship, and they'd start in a mixed format. And I guess the first one that happened in 2005 just had 4 teams. So we've grown considerably since that time. Lots more players, lots more states represented. Just, I guess, showing that they've got a nice junior program and schools feeding into that program as well.
I believe you were part of that first Youth Nationals movement in 2005.
I guess the timing was lucky for me and not so lucky for you. You had the gap years where there was no Australian Championship. But for me, yes, I benefited a lot from being involved in the first Thunder team, under-20 team in 2004, and also playing in the first couple of Australian Youth Ultimate Championships in 05 and in 06 as well. 2006 Youth Nationals was actually the birth of Heads of State, a major club in Melbourne now, a senior club. That was the first competition that they attended.
And it's great to see that the clubs and the establishments built from that can maintain and are still going strong. And those foundations built have now fed into this new format and this new program. And every state is always eager to send teams to this competition.
Absolutely. Every club wants to be involved with Youth Ultimate and showing that they've got a pathway at their club that's supportive of the young players, providing them opportunity to train and be in good condition to try out for a state under-18 or under-22 team. Yeah, definitely it's formalised with all the big clubs looking after their youth players more and more each year.
So wide open cut there from Seth Lovell straight into the corner. It's an easy goal for WA. The Queensland players looking a little bit confused. Maybe there was a bit of miscommunication about the defence there.
Yeah, Lovell again, just working the small space, getting open up the line. Look, he's been doing it all game. Queensland have got to stop that if they're going to claw their way back into this one.
So it's 8-2. We're in a half-time break here. And Western Australia will be coming out on offense from, I believe, the downwind end, so the rider screen.
And Kyle, can you talk us through the high school state championships in WA? Which of these players were involved in that competition, and who are the strongest schools getting around in WA Ultimate at the moment?
Yeah, so the high school championships this year was definitely our biggest since we started it back in 2013. we had 5 different schools and a few different divisions. The Jones here, number 33, he competed in the Shenton College team. He's played, that's where he started playing in school, and he's now progressed into the state team pathways. He's played the under-18s last year, this year, and he played the 22s last year as well. He's definitely on the sort of youth player pathway, especially coming from school. He played in that Shenton College team with the Carpenter twins in the women's team. So they started his sort of ultimate career. So I believe he owes a lot to them.
And Shenton College were the overall champions, were they? Girls and boys?
They had just a year 11-12 mixed team.
Mixed, yep.
And they won that one. They had 2 teams in that. I believe they came 1st and 3rd.
Right. It's a pretty strong showing at the state champs.
Yes.
Shenton College.
So it's great to see the schools in Perth that are doing ultimate within their programs, that they're actually competing in these tournaments as well, that would provide it's a good opportunity for them to learn a bit more about the game itself outside of playing it within school.
Yeah, great. And Kyle, you're also the head coach of Thunder, the Australian under-20 boys team, and I know that you've been involved with Thunder for the last couple of campaigns at the World Championships for Junior Ultimate. I wonder what your assessment is on the state of World Junior Ultimate and how Australia can progress and improve.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to be the assistant coach in 2014 and 2016. In 2018, I'll be the head coach of the team that's heading to Waterloo in Canada. Look, I think Australia has been, in the men's division, has been slowly slipping from those top elite teams that are competing. Something I'd like to really do is re-establish Australian Ultimate as a big thing in the scene of World Ultimate in the junior level. So something we can sort of compare ourselves to is the programs that are provided. So if you look at the programs that are provided in America and Canada, where the powerhouse junior countries, our programs are actually quite similar and they're on the same track. So this is a good thing. It means it's going to feed into our programs and build our stronger teams. And the fact that these competitions, like the under-18 programs, are in place, it means that the athletes are getting exposure to this type of gameplay and this type of level of competition at an earlier age. They get to do it on a regular basis. So by the time they get to the World Championships, they're much better prepared. They've been through this before with their state team. They've been through these programs before. So something I'm really looking forward to is the Trans-Tasman competition when we play against New Zealand later this year. That'll be an opportunity for us to sort of practice what we do, how we operate, and play at this high level of intensity that we're expecting to play at the World Junior Championships.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, I guess, to practice playing in a representative team. Much different to playing with a club. Needing to establish a new way to score, a bit of a pecking order and cutting patterns. It's a unique challenge, and it's one that Thunder and Terra, our Aussie girls under-20s team, face each time that we go. It's bringing a group together that are unfamiliar and being able to create a real team style to be able to take on the best countries in the world.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very overwhelming thing when you get to Worlds and you play your very first game and you're coming up against another country's best players. But we've just got to make sure we're as well equipped as we can be and recognise that we are also our country's best players going up against the best in the world, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be there.
Absolutely. And Kyle, have you been impressed specifically with any particular countries that have a really strong junior program that others might not know about? Who's on the rise in Junior Ultimate around the world? I
was really impressed by Belgium in 2016. We played them in our very first game, and unfortunately we went down to them, and it was a quite important game for us and them. But they were really impressive the whole tournament. I got to watch them a few times after that as well, and they had a few key players that they went through, but they actually started to sort of minimise the use of those key players, and it showed that the rest of their team was quite impressive. So I'd really like to see how they go in 2018. Someone else I really liked the look of was New Zealand.
Right.
Yeah.
Strong schools program happening over there.
Yeah, very strong. So it's exciting that we do get to play them later this year with our Trans-Tasman team and a little competition there. Yeah, I think their school program that they have in place is really good, and it's feeding excellently into their junior program.
Yeah, that'll be a good challenge for us later in the year. Good preparation for the World Championships. And we're back in the second half now. So Queensland have thrown a big pull, a long pull, but an out of bounds pull. And Lovell's bringing it up to the brick mark.
Good on, keep the energy.
So that one fading out of bounds there.
A nice long throw from Jones. I guess his momentum carrying him over to the flick side. Very natural throwing action, but just not able to keep it in bounds.
Taking out the play ultimate sign there. Big effort to try to keep that one in bounds, but Wright just couldn't stick it.
I feel like the wind, it's minimal wind now, but it's adjusted slightly. It's not so much right to left. It's more coming from the camera's side of the field across to the other side. That might be why we're seeing a bit more play happen over there and more discs tail out of bounds over on that side.
A big crossfield hammer, and it was a good aerial contest there. And Iguana not calling anything there. Sibley picking up the disc to right, shooting it down the forehand sideline. We've seen a lot of Wright doing that, shooting that forehand down the sideline there.
Yeah, Wes Wright proving to be a really strong player in this Queensland team, and the offense is having to run through him. He's cutting really well and generating the throws downfield for them as well.
So Queensland playing some excellent defense here. The stall count's got to be high, and force this hammer over the top.
So close.
So the WA team, they're looking to go through Lovell there. Lovell was shut down on 2 or 3 dump cuts, and then their secondary dump was also taken away, forcing that throw to come out.
Davenport up to...
Using a range of fakes there to try and move his mark. Back to right.
Davenport finds it again. WA effectively taking away the front of the stack, playing their front of the stack defender significantly in. Queensland having to go over the top and proving strong enough at doing that.
Home, Tyson, home! Smart boys, you got this!
So that was Mann dishing it off.
Home! Swing, swing, swing! Nice. Hold it, boys, hold it.
Finds Davenport. Davenport getting a lot of the disc this point. Wright flicks it up to the end zone. High ball. Queensland can't reel it in.
Just bounces out of the hands of Rook there. Rourke?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm saying Rourke.
I'll stick with Rourke.
Slow walk up to the disc for Lovell. Those give and goes have sapped the energy out of the legs. Queensland get the short field. Nice run through D. Oh, and WA get it back straight away.
That's all right, Queensland. That's all right.
Not much happening there. Davies bails out Seth, and the big hammer.
The big hammer. Wow, great hands. Maybe out of bounds, but that's Dugmore taking a fantastic catch.
And a bit of a bump there, but it seemed fair, no foul.
And WA take the goal.
Cody Crooks with the goal there.
So WA really turning that point on its head. Queensland had it on the goal line, flipped the pass in that they thought would be a score, and one of the defenders was able to run through and block it. They never gave up through the point, and were able to generate a score.
Yeah, I was impressed by that hammer grab. I'm still caught up on that. It was great hands.
It was in bounds. Yeah. It was a fantastic catch on the trailing end. That hammer was coming in hot.
And the poor sign over there has copped a bit of a beating this game. It's twice now. And Queensland, their body language is staying positive. They've got 8 on the line at the moment.
So Queensland seem to be making some really good cutting patterns from their vertical stack. But WA have adjusted and they're playing a sagging defender off the front of the stack, sitting underneath and really jamming up the lane. So there's not a lot of opportunity for Queensland to capitalise on their nice structure. There's another evolution for their game, I guess, to be adaptable and to be able to punch it through and find the players that are poached or left isolated in the field.
Yeah, so we've seen them, when that's happened, we've seen Queensland try to use a bit of width, but then they've sort of run out of cuts down the field. And then they just go back the other way, and that's where the traffic is.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, I think that's Daniel Crook here. There's been a bit of disc going through him as well as a bit of a handler. So he's come on to this point. Maybe he's come on to settle some things down or provide a different option.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Carl. Right with the disc. Nice first pass. Gets the give and go. Kid with the disc. Trapped on the sideline. This is Peg. Peg finds Kid. Kid switches the play. Right with the disc. That's Crook. Now with right again. And another great cut there. I'm really enjoying Shen's cutting from the stack.
Yeah, he's providing a lot of options and he's always open.
Yeah, stop that, Jero, stop that. Tight, Sean, tight.
It always seems when Wright or Kid get in a spot of bother, Peg's coming out with that cut, or Shen's coming out with that cut. Who's that with the goal there, Kyle?
Number 30, I think. 38, 35.
Nathan Peg. Nathan Peg with the goal.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of hammers this game, and there's another one over the top. Straight down the throat of Nathan Peg. All right, and that's the siren there. So we finish that point. It's going to be a game to 10. So it's 9-3. Yeah. Game to 10. So I was talking in the last game, the Queensland and WA girls match. I was voting for a bit of a resurgence from Queensland. It was going to be the biggest comeback in Australian Youth Ultimate Championship history. They only managed to get 1 of the 10 that they needed.
Oh.
But it started. It had started. And I wonder if the Queensland boys can do something similar here.
Yeah, well, that last point, there was a definite improvement. The cutters were able to find the space and the handlers were able to wait until those players were open, generating passes down the field. It looked a lot more assertive, I guess, from Queensland. I think we can expect some long bombs coming in from WA, and Queensland will do well to be ready for that, maybe with a sagging defender off the back of the stack, looking to intercept or poach off to provide a second defender. Seems to be that they're coming down in match defense. The run-ups on the pull have definitely shortened a little bit, Kyle. Everyone's standing right up on the line.
Yeah, well, these long points that happen sometimes, you actually get quite cold between it, so you need to try and stay active on the sideline so you're ready to go for the next one. So
it's probably just a touch cooler down here in Melbourne than the Brisbane players have been experiencing in recent weeks. Oh, excellent
chase
bit
down.
of that one by Kidd. They're tight around the dump, generating the pressure.
Davies is looking for the hammer again.
Excellent pressure.
And another great bid from Kidd there.
That's the
Was
long
up
bomb.
over the top. Oh, he doesn't quite get on the end of it.
Needed an early read on that one.
It was a great chase and way to apply pressure from the Queenslander there.
What I loved about that point from the Queenslanders, the first 2 cuts were stopped and the 3rd cut came through, and there's a big layout bid on that one, generating a lot of pressure coming from the stack. They've got it all ahead of them. Unable to complete the short swing pass there.
So Shen making another great cut there. Just couldn't connect.
Yeah, they're looking for him. Emery.
And picked off by Kidd. He read that well. A quick give and go. Back to Kidd.
Oh, here comes Shen again.
And this
Blocked
one
this time, peeling off.
picked off by Jones. Emery picks it up again. Let's see if he can consolidate this one.
Nice hands there. Fires it across. There's no stopping that one, and that's the game.
There we go. It's a nice grab from Pashk there. So it's 10-3. I believe that's game. I'm not too sure if Queensland are aware or if WA are aware either.
Maybe it's not game. Maybe they want to keep on playing, Kyle.
Oh, maybe that wasn't the horn.
There was a loud...
There was definitely a siren. Maybe it wasn't our siren. So
Yeah,
I
they're
think...
just testing it out, getting ready for the end of the game.
Game started 15 minutes late because
Okay.
WA were delayed on the last game.
We've got
Okay.
official word from the game advisors here. The game started 15 minutes late, so
Okay.
they'll be playing to their own siren.
So there'll be 10 more minutes until a siren comes in.
So plenty of time for a comeback here, Kyle.
The resurgence is still on.
Queensland will be travelling downwind. It's picking back up again, and it is getting cold. We have hands in pockets.
Yeah.
Microphone in one hand, other hand in the pocket,
Yeah.
rotating.
Alternating hands, otherwise one will get too cold.
Must be dipping to about 7 or 8 degrees now, I think.
So we're seeing WA to continue to run Seth on multiple points in a row.
He's still got a few more give and goes in him.
Yeah.
Keep generating the offense for WA. It's a nice floater.
It's going to land about the middle of the field. I'm going to have Wright pick up the disc here. Kidd is the dump.
Wright looks long. There's a player isolated in the end zone. Queensland score.
And they've peeled straight off the back there. Western Australia didn't even see him. And it's an easy goal for Queensland.
Yeah, really good composure there from Wright. Just seeing the field, being in the moment. A player went open, he hit them. Instead of trying to do any play that they'd called on the line, he was able to execute and score the easy goal for the team.
So we saw WA come out with a couple of sort of pool play offensive looks before. One of them was the top of the stack would make a sort of generic undercut to this break side space, and whoever was next at the top there would just run straight under. And it worked the first time, and they got a nice dishy pass off and a huck. And the next time Queensland actually picked it out and got a block. So I wonder if they go for the same look and try their luck again, or if Queensland are going to be able to adapt to that. So it looks like they're going to be forcing forehand here. A lot of pointing toward that forehand side.
Trapping them over on that side, the far side from us. A little bit of breeze favouring that side, and quite a lot of passes going out of bounds on that side as well. It's a nice pull.
It's very nice.
Deep pull with a lot of hang time. Do well to get under that. Lovell with the give and go. Brings him all the way over to the far side of the field. There's a poach in the lane.
Pops it over the top.
Lovell throws a nice little high flick. We'll wind up into that one. And it goes just beyond. So Kid.
Queensland's sideline is getting a bit excitable now. Bit of energy. And just doesn't quite connect that pass there.
Lovell. Nice little scuba-dooba.
Huge space through the middle there. Goes across the field to Jono. Looks for that give and go again.
All the way over on the right again. Can they close the field on him?
It's going coast to coast. And a huge swing across the field from Jones. Hits Davies in that open space.
Yeah, that was a strong backhand throw across the field. Couldn't sit up because his defender's looking for it. Was able to punch it straight through for the goal.
Now that the sun has gone behind those clouds, I'm definitely feeling the cold. I wonder if the players are starting to get a bit worn out, but also quite cold as well. We're seeing a lot more.
Look, there's no pockets on those shorts, is there? The hands have to stay out. They've just got to stay warm on the sideline. All comes down to your ability to execute the fundamentals. You got to have those hands warm, stay engaged in the game, grind it out.
Warm hands catch goals, that's what I like to say. So Kidd up on the Queensland line there, he's giving a couple of directions along with their coach. He was definitely standing up for this team in this game.
Yeah, Kidd's been composed, he's controlled the offense, and he's made a couple of nice defensive plays as well. I've been very impressed with his performance in this game.
So both teams started the game with a lot of sort of quick early turnovers, and I've been surprised that as the game's gone on and they have got more tired, they've actually made a few better decisions and a lot less turnovers are happening.
That is a hanging pull, and that is in the tree. It's technically landed in the field, but with a little bounce off the backboard of the tree.
All right, so Queensland going to bring it in from the sideline where it went out of bounds. It's about just past halfway up the field. And straight away, that one streaming deep. Oh.
And the WA defender peeled off the back. A little bit of body contact. Queensland had another receiver in there that couldn't quite make the
Rourke couldn't quite chase that one down. I would have liked to see a big layout there. So the WA stack fairly close to each other. There's a bit of a pick there, but it's flaring to the break side.
Little dishy. Finds Jones. Oh!
A huge bid from Kidd. And Iguana looking back to Jones.
Kidd had to be close to that one. Really applying the pressure. He wants it.
It's a nice swing across the field, but Villa Forte.
Getting the quick run and gun offense. He's thrown it up there. Are we going to see a big layout?
Oh.
Oh. Not quite. I like that start.
Nathan Pegg. He was busy early in the game. He had a bit of a quiet midsection, but he's chasing down the back of these ones. Yeah, we've got the game advisors just helping with the call on the field here. So this is going to come back. Queensland get another shot. I think there might have been an injury call that no one executed correctly.
So Queensland with another chance. Can they make it count?
So number 7 was eager to go just there. Sibley. It's going straight to the end zone, but they can't get it to him.
That's good, Jono.
Right.
That's good, boys. That's
Goes
good.
for the sneaky back end. It's not sneaky enough.
There's a
to
good
get
bit of
past
space
one.
he tried to hit there.
Put it on, Jono. Put it on.
It's a great attack there.
Queensland really applying pressure on these short field passes.
Nice work, boys.
Yeah, they're
We're
making
going to see another bid from Kidd.
WA throw a lot of dumps that they don't necessarily want to throw. Easy up the line.
And that one's going long.
Wright picks it
Off,
off.
maybe that's the plan.
Yeah, they had Wright and Kidd there. They're two big block getters.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. We need touch. Too deep. Stand under. Too deep. Under. Way too deep. Way too deep. Ball. Step. Let's go.
And WA will have the chance now. Sitting about 25 metres out from the end zone. Wedged over on the sideline. What can Lovell do?
Field, Jono. Field, Jono.
He was caught without a dump there.
Yeah, it's a nice little up the line from Cooper, but well defended.
Oh, and it's a big grab, but I don't
He
know
doesn't
if
want to touch that play ultimate sign.
He has landed in. And he squeezes a pass past Kidd up into the corner there.
Nice zippy backhand. All snapped from the wrist. Beautiful play. That was Iguana's throw up the line. And nice catch.
Yeah, he did well to catch that one.
And nice balance on the line.
Yeah, tiptoe the line there. But look, Kidd was right there with him, said he was in, so. And it looks like there's been 2 injuries this game for the WA guys. They're sitting down in the cold on the sideline. I think the Queensland boys are doing well. They're looking strong. No one's sort of suffered any major injury. They do have a slightly shorter roster than the WA boys. $12 players. So it's 12-4. We've hit the 70-minute mark, but I haven't heard a siren yet.
I think there's still 4 minutes, no? Some amount of time left. Hopefully they haven't packed up the siren yet. This game could go all night.
I believe this game was meant to start at 3:30 p.m. Sorry, 3:15 p.m. But it started 15 minutes late at 3:30.
So 70 minutes in. We'll see. Now what will Queensland do off this pull? It was an early throw deep. Last offensive point they had.
So WA slow to get down and giving Queensland these easy meters.
Lulling them into it.
Yeah.
Setting the trap. Queensland fire through the trap.
Bit of contact on the mark there. It's a big under. And Emery's done well on the mark there to take that throw away from... who was that, sorry? That was Davenport.
Myatt with the dish off to right. There's a nice little leader.
So both teams have been really good at hitting that leading sort of pass space. It's great to see.
Yeah. Lots of snap on the throws to get that spin. The hammer comes up.
That's a huge
There's
hammer
a lot
again.
of people down there.
And lands on Emery's lap. And so 1-on-1 in the end zone. On
Oh, he's going to get a second bit of this one. Among the pigeons, they can't stop him.
And Dugmore macking it onto himself. Just gain those extra few meters.
That was a big hammer, Kyle. Wow.
Yeah, I think he threw that from around the brick mark almost.
And the wind is not that strong now.
No,
Slight
it's not.
downwind, but that was a well-executed big throw.
Landed it on Nathan Emery's lap, and that seems to be the game there. So I think the players had much more awareness about when the game was meant to be finishing than we did.
No one tells us anything, Kyle.
So the game, 13-4 to WA, a dominant performance. They started trading early, and WA broke them 3 times in a row. Queensland called that timeout, but weren't able to peg back into it.
All right. Now, if you're in Melbourne, tomorrow you have an opportunity to come down to Albert Park and see the games yourself, see them live. We'll be at the synthetic fields just off Hockey Drive at Albert Park. Come along from 10 o'clock in the morning. There'll be matches all day through the day. We'll wrap up with finals on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be another lovely day. I believe, I checked the weather. I was hoping it's not going to rain. I believe it's going to be a similar day today.
Yeah, about 30 degrees tomorrow, just like today, Kyle.
Good old sunny Melbs.
And do you have a hot tip for champion in the men's and champion in the women's, calling it after a day?
Look, I watched Victoria earlier today, and they're looking athletic, they're looking strong, looking fast, which I think is something that's absolutely invaluable, especially when you have a longer tournament. By the time you get to day 3, you want those fitter, more athletic guys running around. So I think Victoria men's might go. It's hard for me to not go with WA, but I think Victoria men's might take the
they've looked
2
strong.
in a row.
They've looked strong today. In the boys division, no one's ever gone back-to-back before in this state format. So
we've had,
that would be a big showing, I guess, if they were able to consolidate on their 1-point victory over New South Wales last year. And Kyle, do you have a tip for the women's division?
I didn't catch as many of the games as the women's today. I got to watch the West Australia Queensland girls earlier. I watched a little bit of the Victorian girls. They were also looking very strong. But it's hard to go past New South Wales. They've won 2 in a row. I don't think there's anything stopping them from going for a third.
Yeah, they're strong, well coached, well drilled. I think they'll go far in the tournament as well. All right, Kyle.